Welcome back to Not Theoretical. I'm Lena.
And I'm KC. Not Theoretical is your toolkit for clearer thinking, better communication, sharper leadership, and a more resilient life. No theories without tools here. Last episode, we explored spotting growth mindsets, those hidden traits that separate learners from performers. But today, we're shifting from detective work to design.
Right. Because once you've spotted someone with a growth mindset, the real question is, how do you actually build a team full of them? How do you architect a hiring process that finds not just the most polished resume, but the most adaptable mind? This one's especially for anyone in HR, recruiting, or leadership. If you've ever made a hire who looked great on paper but fizzled fast, you're going to want to take notes.
Let's start here. Interviews can lie, not on purpose, but because they're rehearsed.
Right. People are good at saying the right thing, especially when they've practiced answers about their failures. What you really need is to see how they respond to the unexpected.
That's why work samples and real-world simulations are such game changers. Think of it like a chef auditioning for a top kitchen. You don't ask about their food philosophy, you throw them a box of mystery ingredients during a live dinner rush and see what they make of it.
And that see what they make part isn't even about the final dish. It's how they think. Do they crumble? Get resourceful? Ask the right questions?
The story that stuck with me was the strategist given a tight time limit and a tough brief, then hit with a budget cut twist. The one who reframed that twist as an opportunity, that's mindset in action.
Bottom line, if someone thrives under challenge, they're likely to grow under pressure. But you won't know unless you test for it. Let's zoom out from the interview. Because mindset shouldn't just show up halfway through your process. It should start at the job post.
Yeah, most job descriptions are vibe killers. Must have 7 years of X. Proven track record. Rock star with no ego. It's a greatest hits album for the fixed mindset.
But what if your job post said, you'll be learning fast, solving complex problems, and adapting as you go? That's a magnet for learners, not resume robots.
And then carry that thread all the way through to how you train interviewers, how you score candidates. One team even added growth mindset as a category right next to skills and experience on their scorecard.
That moment when a less experienced candidate scored higher on mindset, and the team chose her? That's the shift. From what someone knows to how quickly they'll learn.
It's like writing a symphony. The growth mindset isn't a solo, it's the theme that runs through every instrument in the orchestra.
So if mindset is that powerful, why doesn't every company just go all in?
Because like installing a turbo engine in a car, you can't ignore the brakes. If you don't create a supportive environment, that growth becomes burnout or blame.
There's also the risk of what some call false growth mindset. People who know the language. I love feedback. But panic the second something goes sideways.
Or worse, leaders mislabel someone as having a fixed mindset just because they're quiet or hesitant. That's not fair, and it misses the bigger point. Mindset isn't binary. It's a spectrum, and the environment shapes it.
The story I loved was about a manager who reframed an employee's fixed behavior as a reaction to how unsupported she felt. Once they shifted expectations and gave her time to learn, boom, totally different results.
So if you want learners, make it safe to learn. Don't just preach mindset. Practice it in your culture.
So let's recap. If you want to hire for growth mindset, first, see it in action. Design a test that reveals how someone handles ambiguity, not just how they talk about it. Then signal it early and often. From job posts to scorecards, weave mindset into every touch point.
And finally, support it systemically, because even the most curious person will shut down in the wrong environment.
Want more examples of how to build growth into your hiring process?
Head to the Not Theoretical Substack for our companion article, an example interview scorecard, and an infographic summarizing today's topic.
Plus, we'd love to hear your experiments, especially if you try a mindset-based work sample with your team.
Next time on Not Theoretical, unlock the hidden energy in your team using improv.
That's right. We're breaking down 3 improv-inspired principles that turn awkward meetings into creative firestorms. Ever wondered what happens when you replace no, but with yes and... Stay tuned. That's our discussion for today. Thanks for tuning in to Not Theoretical.
Until next time, keep learning like it's your superpower.